Hey everyone, Zian over here from Nintendo Life, and today we're coming at you with a bit of news about Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons. Ever since 2014, the Harvest Moon series has had a tough and confusing life. Known originally as the Bakujo Monogatari series in Japan, Natsume originally handled translations and publishing duties in the West. And they're the ones who gave the farming adventure series the name Harvest Moon. They're the reason why we even have the series in the West to begin with. But ever since 2014, the publishing duties went back to the original developers, Marvelous, and they used their North American branch to rebrand the series under the new name Story of Seasons. Now, some of you know we bring this up every time we talk about the Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons brand, but it's important to educate anyone unfamiliar because we understand that there's a lot of people out there that still have no idea that this is a thing. And because the Harvest Moon series still continues in the West, and it's never truly been the same since 2013. Natsume has created a handful of Harvest Moon games since the original departure with Marvelous, and they've all tried to capture the charm of the original series by still having plenty of different marriage candidates, unique animals, farming, a cute world, but the gameplay has always been lacking any sort of spice, and the graphics, well, let's just say the last Harvest Moon game that released on Switch looked like it belonged on a mobile phone, and that's putting it nicely. And then earlier this year, Natsume came out and announced a brand new Harvest Moon game was coming to Switch called Harvest Moon One World. And it was going to be boasting a brand new engine and new graphics to apparently upgrade the experience. And some of us longtime Harvest Moon fans, me included, had some faith that there was potentially going to be a brand new Harvest Moon game from Natsume that we were going to enjoy, something to be excited about. And then I believe it was a few months ago we got our first look at the game, and it looked fine. It was somewhat 3D, still top-down, kind of. It was a definite step up from the last Harvest Moon game, I believe Light of Hope, but this wasn't the whole Harvest Moon A Wonderful Life approach that I think a lot of us were expecting. A lot of us were hoping for. And looking back at that original trailer, it looks pretty rough. The game looks barren, and the character models almost seem untextured. They have a really weird gloss feel to them. But then if we flash forward to today, we've actually received a new trailer for the game. And it looks like the game's received quite a bit of a visual facelift as well. It still doesn't necessarily look like anything to write home about, but it's getting better. And there's a ton of new animals that you can take care of on your farm now. You can get a tiger, a bear, even a camel. I feel like some of the animals like a bear has been around before, but I don't remember everything, man. We also got our first look at all of the new marriage candidates as well. And there's this also emo-esque alternate universe Karen where she has blonde hair and pink highlights. I don't think her name's actually Karen. She's like the Karen of this new game. So needless to say, Natsume is not giving up on the Harvest Moon brand. But then in October of this year, during a Nintendo Partner Direct, Marvelous announced that Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olivetown, the brand new Story of Seasons game, was going to be coming to the Switch. Everything about this game just looks like a step above what Harvest Moon One World is offering. The graphical style, even just the way that you go about farming, seems more interesting. You're able to do like a Legend of Zelda sword spin to take down trees. That's so cool. It did seem like the frame rate was suffering a little bit in that first trailer that we saw, but Marvelous has since released a second trailer for the game showing off a very similar spot as to where we saw frame rate issues in the last trailer, and it seems like they've cleared it up. But the interesting point that I want to make with all of this, why I'm talking about any of this at all, is because Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olivetown releases on March 23rd of 2021 in North America and the 26th in Europe. And then Harvest Moon One World launches on March 2nd in North America and March 5th in Europe. These games are going to be at each other's throats in March. Of course, Harvest Moon launches almost a full 20 days before Story of Seasons, but this is some serious competition. If the Harvest Moon series doesn't get its act together, if it can't make a compelling argument to exist alongside Story of Seasons, then this could finally be the nail in the coffin. Now, of course, I'm only just speculating, but having both of these games, brand new games in the series that have both been in development for some time, both release, there's going to be a lot of eyes on the series to find out exactly what's different between the two and which one really is the better farming adventure game. And yes, you're absolutely right, person in the comments, Stardew Valley also exists and is an amazing game. And the icing on the cake here is that our new news editor, Kate Gray, actually pointed out and wrote up an article about the fact that both Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon are releasing with plush animals if you pre-order the game or get the collector's edition. And that's an idea that Natsume sort of branded the Harvest Moon series with, at least here in the West. I remember when I was like 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever, I was pre-ordering every Harvest Moon game, not only just because I loved the series, but so I could also get the plush dog or cow or sheep or whatever it was that they were giving out for this game. Now with Story of Seasons, you get a free Buffy plushie, which I believe, oh yes, Buffy the buffalo. And then with Harvest Moon One World, you get a plush chicken, which is just a chicken. It's different than Harvest Moon chickens, but you know, they had to change up the art style, I guess. So I suppose this just means that farming adventure fans, farming simulator fans have a lot to look forward to come March of next year. Whether you enjoy Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons, there's something to be excited about. Hopefully these games just don't start an all-out war against each other. Hopefully there are no casualties. Because at the end of the day, people are just out here making games because they want to express themselves and they want to make us all happy, right? And obviously, Natsume has a lot on the line with the Harvest Moon brand. They've been with it for years. It's basically their child. It's like they adopted a child and then it was taken from them. And so of course they want to carry on with it. And I bet they have a lot of money sunken into the brand as well. But hopefully they just get on the right track and hopefully they can all live together and we can just be happy. But those are just my thoughts. So feel free to let us know in the comments down below what you think of the current state of both the Harvest Moon and the Story of Seasons series. Have you played any of the more recent entries? I spent a decent amount of time with Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town, the Game Boy Advance remake, and I liked it quite a bit, but it was lacking some of the more modern features that you'll find in games like Stardew Valley. So let us know your thoughts down below. And also, while you're at it, be sure to let us know if you're planning on picking up either of these games, if you're looking forward to one or the other. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, more videos about Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons and Stardew Valley, then why don't you go ahead and show your support by giving a blue feather to that subscribe button and then ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we put out new videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Zion from Nintendo Life. Stay safe out there and we will see you next time. Hey, what are you still doing here? I guess if you need something to watch, you can go check out our review of Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town on the Switch. We rather enjoyed it.